I turned myself into a pickle, Morty! Boom! Big
Why?
reveal. I'm a pickle. What do you think about that? I turned myself into a pickle! What are you just staring at me for, bro?
He's a mad scientist. He can do whatever he wants.
He is.
Hello, YouTube fam. I need to do that again. I'm sorry. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. Hi, YouTube. I'm... You know... Help.
What? Hi, YouTube. I'm I'm Don Kellgren. I'm Kyle's dad.
I thought it would be funny to show my dad Rick and Morty and get his reactions to it. That is the content that you are here for. And I'm glad that you're here for.
I'm glad that I'm here too, because it's going to be interesting to see. I've got a vague idea of what I'm going to be watching. I love sci-fi. I'm tolerant of bad sci-fi.
On July 29th, 2017, Redditor Nikish submitted the earliest known variation of the copy pasta in the comment section of a post on r/cringeanarchy. To be fair, you have to have a very high Q to understand Rick and Morty. And yes, by the way, I do have a Rick and Morty tattoo, and no, you cannot see it, it's for the ladies' eyes only. And even then, they have to demonstrate that they're within 5 IQ points of my own, preferably lower, beforehand. Nothing personnel, kid. Yes, he spells it personnel.
Personnel, okay.
Thoughts?
Thoughts. He's teeing up the argument that you're just a dumb idiot if you don't like the show that I like. Maybe setting it up to being something deeper than it is? I don't know.
Tonight, if we watch any one episode, it has to be Pickle Rick, unfortunately.
Okay. And that's because of its obvious...
Because it's a meme.
Because of its obvious sexual innuendo? Or I don't even know anything about the episode, but...
Rick becomes a pickle.
Okay, and nothing more?
Interviews between Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, the two very, very flawed people who made this cartoon, just talking about their process. And basically it's been Justin Roiland in his insane, terrible innocence, just shouting out the stupidest idea possible, and then Harmon taking that idea and treating it like they're trying to split the atom.
Turned myself into a pickle, Morty. And? What more do you want tacked onto this?
What do you know about ion transfer in neurons in the blood?
Here's something that's...
Wait, what?
What do you know about ion transfer in the bloodstream in neurons?
Very little.
Electrical impulses come from the separation of ionic compounds, potassium, sodium, across the membrane of the cells, and the electrical signals that you get to discharge along the muscles and your neurons all come from that. The pH, the salt content of that is probably close enough to a pickle to where, okay, I'm buying it.
You actually buy that he can put his whole personality, his whole brain into a pickle.
Well, no, but I mean, if
you do need a high IQ to appreciate.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm queuing off of the Reddit thing that you read. I mean,
look, every teenager knows that copy pasta by heart, so we're catching up to a whole generation here.
Okay, if I'm going to dive into Rick and Morty with the acceptance of it's for high IQ people that know something about physics, then you have to know something about ion exchange across cell membranes and pH of ionic compounds. Pickle juice, okay?
People in the comments, let me know if the pH of pickle brine is equivalent to whatever, neural fluid allows for the transfer of...
Well, are we talking butter pickles or dill pickers or Vlasic zesty dill?
They never explain what kind of pickle he is.
Okay, well, then there we go. Okay. Okay, cue the tape.
We're less than 2 minutes in.
Hey, but, come on.
When I was talking to you about Robert Heinlein in the Starship Troopers videos, the men... and they were men, of Heinlein stories were able to take on anything from any planet that they set their minds to. The Heinlein man is the competent man. First of all, describe what a competent man is.
Competent man is knowledgeable of many things. His knowledge is eclectic. It covers many disciplines. He's able to plan, execute, perform analyze
Like, what's his role in the story?
force that carries the narrative forward to rescue the protagonist or to provide some knowledge. The know-it-all telling you, oh, well, you did that wrong. Do it this way. I keep telling you to do it this way. The stories I'm familiar with on The Competent Man often are a Bildungsroman, a story of how a young character grows to adulthood. And the competent man in that genre tends to be someone who is mentor, guide, and sometimes an interminable bore. That's what I think is. I'm an electrical engineer. I'm not knowledgeable of literature, so I'm kind of making up some of these explanations.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
We were talking about competent men, and you asked me for some examples of competent men outside of Heinlein.
Well, what would yours be?
Doctor Who.
Yes.
Would definitely be
Okay.
a competent man.
I remember looking over that footage when we had the conversation and remembering that I stopped myself from saying Rick Sanchez.
It's cool, Rick. Doctor Who in this motherfucker.
So, Rick Sanchez, competent man. Thoughts?
Bit unhinged at times, he seems.
Oh,
Okay.
Competence.
Yeah, absolute competence.
He doesn't need anything from anyone.
You admire him for that.
It's better than making your problems
Is that
other
the
people's
competent
problems.
man?
Oh, I think this pickle incident is a better path than any other to the heart of your family's dysfunction. I think it's possible that you and your father have a very specific dynamic.
I don't think it's one that rewards emotion or vulnerability. I think it may punish them.
I think it's possible that dynamic eroded your marriage and is infecting your kids with a tendency to misdirect their feelings.
Whoa.
You.
Solenia, shut your mouth.
is this not a good time, or...
Some of my men are calling you Solenia, the Pickle Man, an old wives' tale. He crawls from bowls of cold soup to steal the dreams of wasteful children.
Is that a real thing?
It is real that Solenia is Russian for pickle. This is a reference to John Wick, which I know you also haven't seen. In the movie, like, they call him Baba Yaga, like, as a boogeyman.
Baba Yaga.
I don't know all of the reference behind that. Pictures in an exhibition. Mussorgsky has got the Hada Baba Yaga.
Yes,
And so
Mussorgsky.
that's the same myth.
The same myth.
Okay.
It's a very popular Russian folktale.
Okay.
And shows up in a lot of things, from Mussorgsky to Keanu Reeves movies. Intertextuality is fun.
Yeah.
That should be the name of my channel.
There you go.
F-15s are scrambled.
Russian mob. Why is the Russian mob scrambling F-15s? Should be Su-27s or
Good point.
or MiGs. Well, MiG isn't it? Yeah.
Would the writers know or care? I don't know why the Russian mob has F-15s. I'm amused that we're focusing on that as the unrealistic part of the this whole sequence.
The essence of good sci-fi is to lay out a premise, make it believable, and then have the story come from that. So, okay, I kind of bought into the idea that the pickle might be sentient, might have enough neural pathways that it could take an imprint from Rick Sanchez's brain, and so that's the premise. And then so we go. Look, I'm trying to. It's your fantasy, not mine.
I didn't write it. I didn't create Rick and Morty.
The only connection between your unquestionable intelligence and the sickness destroying your family is that everyone in your family, you included, use intelligence to justify sickness.
I have no doubt that you would be bored senseless by therapy. The same way I'm bored when I brush my teeth and wipe my ass. Because the thing about repairing, maintaining, and cleaning is...
It's not an adventure. There's no way to do it so wrong you might die. It's just work. And the bottom line is...
Some people are okay going to work,
This
and
sounds
some
like
people...
a real chapter in therapy.
Well, some people would rather die. Each of us gets to choose.
And there it
That's
is.
our time.
The episode might be worth going back and watching the monologue just on its own.
So Dan Harmon has said that this entire episode, is a metaphor for alcoholism. It's about a man who would rather be
A pickle.
pickled,
Okay.
then spend time with his family and work on his problems and do the basic tedious work of being a good person.
As an electrical engineer, that obvious metaphor totally escaped me.
A lot of people don't respect therapy because it is boring and tedious and something that just has to be, kept up and worked at. There is definitely a subculture of people online that elevate intelligence but not mental health.
Yeah. Well,
Competence but not wellness.
mental health, if it's going to therapy, good therapy, is a tool. And I mean, if you're going to approach it that way, then there's no reason why you shouldn't end up respecting it for where it fits in your toolbox to solve a given problem. And problems aren't always in hardware. Problems are in the dynamics of the software and the interactions between people and things and everything else.
Wasn't there an acronym that you used to use? Picnic?
Yeah, picnic problem. Picnic, problem in chair, not in computer.
If you get nothing else from this video, picnic.
Picnic
It's-
problems, yes.
Yeah.
Make sure that you've solved all of your picnic problems before you go out and try and solve all of the other problems that are out there.
Yeah.
How did we get into this bit of moralizing here
I
at the end? I did not mean to do that.
Because it's an episode about therapy. Ultimately.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I don't usually make videos like this. This was kind of an experiment to see if I could actually get away with doing a basic vlog setup. Me and my dad actually watched 2 more Rick and Morty episodes that I have yet to edit down into a full video. I might do them as Patreon exclusives, which you will see on my Patreon. Patrons got to see this a little bit early, as you can see their names scrolling by right now. Thank you all very much for your kind support. And I will get back to my regularly, long scheduled video essay output with my next video, which will be about the apocalypse and everything that means. Alright? Wabba-lubba-da-bub-dub-da-bub-bub-bub. That's Rick's catchphrase.